Hey everybody, it's Brooke with the Buttered Home and welcome to my messy kitchen. Tonight we have a sweet treat up on deck for you tonight. Tonight we're going to be showing you how to make our very special microwave fudge. Yes, you heard that right, microwave fudge. Let's get started. Let's get started. So, in a large microwavable safe measuring cup, I have 2.5 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And to that, I am going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. Pop that in. And then 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. It looks like a lot. I know it looks like a lot, but whenever those chocolate chips melt, it's gonna be just fine. All right, so I'm gonna get a little bit smaller of a spoon and mix those up. Let me take this loud bracelet off. It's been a jingling and a jangling all day. There we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna, now that butter, you know, it's not melted, so it's not gonna mix in very well, but we're gonna mix that sweetened condensed milk up, kind of fold that in, get it all surrounding those chocolate chips so that when the melting happens, it'll happen pretty quick. All right, this goes in the microwave for 2 minutes. And while that's heating, we will get a pan ready. Now I've got just a small 8x8 pan, and I'm gonna get some parchment to put in the bottom of it. 2 pieces, and you'll see why. And we're going to put 1 piece down just like that, and then the other one the other direction. This would probably work a lot better if I wadded them up and did my trick. The idea is to have the parchment where you can easily lift your fudge out of the pan so that you can cut it. All right, so we've got our pan ready, and that 2-minute cook time is just about done. So we're gonna take this out and we're gonna stir it. And then if it's not melted completely, then we're gonna just burst it in the microwave on 30-second intervals until it's nice and melted and everything is combined. Usually doesn't take long, so when you think you're there, you're probably there. Don't put it back in because it'll burn like that. And you'll know because that chocolate starts to get stiff and hard again, and that'll tell you that it's burning. Now, there are a couple of different ways you can do this. You can do this with nuts or without nuts. My folks don't really love nuts, so I compromise because I do. And what I normally do is I've got these whole pecan halves. All right, we're gonna stir that up. And see that butter in there kind of helps keep it loosey-goosey. But what I'll do is I will pour the fudge into the pan and not mix nuts in, and then whenever I get it all spread around in there like I want it, then I'll just put these pecan halves on the top. All right, I don't want to lose much of that chocolate, so we're going to go back in for 30-second bursts until it's nice and loose and good and hot. if it cools down and starts to get thick again pretty fast, that means it's not hot all the way through and it's not melted all the way through. And after about that 2-minute cook time, it's usually not. So I never have to do this, but for maybe 2 30-second intervals at the most, depending on the temperature in my house. The fudge is fickle, like brittle, and sometimes it won't set up. So if it's humid, fudge can be difficult. All right, so we're starting to get all nice and loose and shiny. And let me just touch it. Yeah. See, it's not very hot to the touch. So I'm going to put it in for 15 seconds just to get it where I want it, because I think 30 seconds will be too much. And the very last thing we do is add in our vanilla and a little salt, about 1/4 teaspoon and about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. All right, so I'm stopping that at 15 because I don't want to overdo it. Ah, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to add in about 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And that vanilla kind of helps loosen things up a little bit too. This is also really, really good with just a little bit of that sea salt sprinkled on top. All right, so I'm going to get my spatula now so that we can make sure we get all that chocolate in the pan for our fudge. Plus it helps it spread a lot easier. Now we just take that spatula and I just work from the center outward. And this makes a really pretty 8x8 pan. And you can even put a little design in it if you'd like. I like to put a little swirly Q on there. And then I will take my pecans and just space them out. And this way, if you have somebody who doesn't like nuts in their fudge, and you have somebody who does like nuts in their fudge, you make everybody happy, because the people who don't like it can just simply pop that pecan off, and the ones who do like it, well, then they got a nice crunchy little bite in there that gives them everything they want in nutty fudge. Now, we're just going to let this sit in the refrigerator for about 1 to 2 hours until it's nice and set. And then when that's done, we will come back and we will cut it and show you the finished product. So stay with us. This beautiful 8x8 pan of fudge has finished a 2-hour chill time. So I was able to just lift it up by the parchment paper and take it out of the pan. And this makes it so much easier to cut. And you can just slice it into each little bite that you want. It's set up nicely, and the longer that it stays in the refrigerator, the better it gets. So now let's taste it. Again, I got my fabulous taste tester. So I just have to, full disclosure, I am watching my sugar. So I told Big D that he was gonna have to do the taste testing on the stuff that I cooked tonight. So I don't think he's real upset about that, but let's just cut him several different options of sizes of pieces of the fudge.
Nut off the top.
Oh, see, this is why I don't have the nuts in it. So he wants me to pull the nut off the top. That's fine. It's got a little chocolate on it.
That piece is heavy.
It's heavy.
I'm gonna go in half with it.
Oh yeah, because he's watching his sugar too.
I am.
How's that? Tastes like fudge?
Just like it.
Doesn't taste like chocolate chips, does it?
No.
All right, so there you have it. Delicious fudge, any way you want it. And if you like nuts, feel free to chop them up and put them in there, but you see why I just have to put them on top, because he doesn't, listen, this is a man who likes red velvet cake with no nuts in the icing. I did not know that before I married him. Full disclosure, he hid those things from me when we were dating. Oh, me. I have to give him a hard time. He's the sweetest thing ever, and I have to give him a hard time about something. So he's watching his sugar too, but he's also standing over there staring at this fudge. So I'm going to get wrapped up and then let him have a little more sugar. So y'all, this recipe, like all of our others, can be found at thebutteredhome.com. We would really appreciate you giving us a visit over there. And as always, if you're not already, make sure you're following us on all of our social channels. We have a really good time, and we would love for you to be present with us on every social channel. And as usual, if you want all of our videos in one convenient place, head over to YouTube, search for The Buttered Home, and when you find us, hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified when we drop new videos like this one. Y'all, it's been a fantastic night, and now we have fudge to top it off. I'll keep a few pieces for Big D, but tomorrow my folks at work are going to be very happy. So, as usual, from The Buttered Home to your home, we sure love y'all. Bye.